How does a country crippled by 40 years of international sanctions, barred from buying modern warplanes, and surrounded by enemy bases, build a military network so lethal that even the United States and Israel think twice before pressing the trigger? Even after 5 months of bombing, they are not able to subdue Iran? The short answer? Iran didn't play their game. They rewrote the rules. If you look at raw numbers, Iran shouldn't stand a chance. Israel has 5th-generation stealth F-35s. The U.S. has a military budget pushing $1 trillion. Tehran's Air Force, on paper, is mostly running on retrofitted 1970s American jets held together by prayer and black market parts. Yet today, Tehran commands an asymmetric arsenal of precision ballistic missiles, suicide drone swarms, and underground missile cities that can saturate the world's most advanced air defense systems. How did they get here? To understand how Iran built this superpower-killing apparatus, you have to go back in history, to 1980, to a trauma that changed their military doctrine forever. In 1980, Iraq invaded Iran. Saddam Hussein was backed by Western and Gulf nations with top-tier arms, while revolutionary Iran was completely isolated. For 8 brutal years, Iraqi Scud missiles rained down on Tehran. Iran had no air defense to stop them, and 0 long-range missiles to strike back. That war left Iran with 2 painful realizations. First, nobody is coming to save us. Second, we can never compete with Western powers in conventional dogfights or tank battles. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, made a crucial decision. They abandoned trying to build a traditional military. Instead, they focused on 3 distinct pillars: ballistic missiles, low-cost swarm technology, and forward defense via regional allies. Now, you might think building missiles under heavy economic sanctions is impossible, but wait until you see the genius and the terrifying way Iran bypassed global sanctions using everyday commercial parts you can literally buy online right now. We'll get to that exact blueprint in just a minute. The underground missile cities. Let's start with Pillar 1, missiles. Iran knew its above-ground bases would be erased by US or Israeli stealth bombers in the first 20 minutes of a war. So, what did they do? They dug into the mountains. Deep underneath Iran's rugged terrain lies a massive network of underground bases known as missile cities. These are multi-kilometer underground tunnels with automated launching silos, assembly lines, and living quarters. They developed precision-guided weapons like the Fatah, the Khaybar Shikan, and the Imad. Instead of relying on brute force, these missiles are designed for one specific task: overwhelming saturation. Think about the math here. An Israeli Arrow 3 or American THAAD interceptor missile costs anywhere from $2 million to $3 million. Iran's ballistic missiles cost a fraction of that. If Iran fires a wave of 200 missiles, their opponent has to expend nearly $1 billion in interceptors in minutes just to stay safe. So missiles handle long-range deterrence. But how do you break past air defenses that cost billions of dollars without spending billions yourself? That's where Iran's secret weapon comes in. A weapon that fundamentally broke modern military economics. And no, it's not a missile. The democratization of destruction. Drones. While Western military contractors were spending decades and hundreds of millions developing ultra-stealth drones, Iranian engineers asked a different question. What is the absolute cheapest way to deliver explosives 1,000 kilometers away? The result was the Shahed 136. This thing is basically a flying lawnmower, powered by a cheap 50-horsepower piston engine. It uses commercially available civilian GPS for navigation and basic fiber composite wings. Total cost? Around $20,000 to $40,000 per unit. Here's why this is revolutionary. A modern fighter jet or Iron Dome system can shoot down a Shahed easily. But to shoot down a $20,000 drone, you have to fire a $1 million AIM-9X Sidewinder missile or Iron Dome interceptor. If Tehran launches a swarm of 100 Shahed drones alongside ballistic missiles, they aren't just trying to hit targets. They are trying to drain the enemy's missile defense inventory. It is the ultimate economic asymmetry. So, Iran has missiles underground and cheap drones in the air. But what if an enemy decides to bypass all of that and invade Iran directly? That brings us to Pillar 3, the most complex and dangerous network Iran ever created. The axis of resistance, forward defense. Iran's final layer of firepower is called forward defense. Spearheaded for decades by the IRGC's Quds Force, Tehran built a network known as the axis of resistance. Instead of deploying Iranian troops abroad, they funded, trained, and armed
Lebanon.
aligned
Contacts from
non-state
Iraq and the
actors
Red
across
Sea.
the region.
Expand the map. Show all
Hezbollah in
potential
Lebanon,
fronts. This
Shia
perimeter
militias
forces
in Iraq,
multi-directional pressure.
and the Houthis in Yemen. This created a multi-directional perimeter. If Israel or the U.S. strikes Tehran, Iran doesn't just respond from its own soil.
Speedboats
Rockets
advancing
and
rapidly,
drones
left to
can
reach.
instantly rain
Dispersing
down
now,
from
approaching
Lebanon,
from multiple
Iraq,
vectors.
and the Red Sea simultaneously. It forces their rivals to fight on 4 or 5 fronts at once. The uncomfortable reality. By turning their strategic weaknesses
Brent
into
is up 7%.
asymmetric
Hormuz news is
strengths,
breaking.
Iran built a doctrine designed not to win a conventional
Maritime alerts
dogfight,
flash. Vessel slow
but
as
to make
insurance
the
costs soar.
cost of
Worldwide,
direct
commuters
war
and industries feel the
intolerably
impact.
high for anyone involved. They proved that in 21st century warfare, you don't need a $1 trillion air force to project power. You just need to change the math of conflict. What do you think? Is Iran's war strategy right? Has asymmetric warfare permanently made traditional militaries obsolete? Or will air defenses evolve to render low-cost drones useless? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives. And for more documentaries revealing the economics, military strategies, and political decisions that shape our world, like the video, subscribe to Dollar Wise channel, and turn on notifications.